Welcome to today's Sharing with Sheila segment. My name is Sheila Powell, and I have the privilege of being part of the Human Resources team here at Comox Valley Schools. I respectfully acknowledge that we are living, working, and playing on the traditional territories of the Comox First Nation peoples, whose historical relationships with the land continue to today. I would like to thank them for the privilege of living on the land and the gift of working with their children. I've invited Vanessa Schurz to join me today to share some of her experiences working in the district. Welcome, Vanessa.
Welcome, Sheila. Thank you for having me.
It's my privilege to chat with you today. Um, Perhaps you could start by sharing with all of us how long you've worked with Comox Valley Schools and what your role is.
I've worked with the school district for 23 years. I'm a lead hand custodian at GP Vanier School.
23 years. That's remarkable. Thank you for your service. In your role, what makes your day great? What would be the highlight or the favorite thing about your job?
Well, the favorite thing about my job is I like leaving it the way I do. It's nice and clean for the kids when they come in and the staff in the morning, and socializing with the crew and seeing the kids who go to the school. You often see children that you know from people you know, and see them graduate, and
Yeah, I'm sure
a variety.
yeah,
Yes.
that's awesome. Um, Maybe this is a good place for me, just thinking about the work that you do, just to pause and to thank you on behalf of the district for all that you and your custodial colleagues are doing to create a safe and healthy learning environment for everyone. Our custodians are some of our unsung heroes. You know, your workday, Vanessa, begins when most employees are headed home. And in light of COVID-19, now more than ever, the work that you and your colleagues are doing is essential to the well-being of everyone. So a big shout out to you and all of your custodians. Thank you.
Well, thank you for me and all of them. I appreciate that.
You know, Vanessa and I had the pleasure of being in a meeting together a few weeks ago where she was sharing about her unique experiences and challenges in light of some hearing loss that she's been facing. So, Vanessa, would you tell us a little bit about when you first recognized that something wasn't 100% with your hearing?
When I started with the district, and I had a few custodians ask me if I had hearing trouble, and one of the ladies had hearing trouble, and I took her advice after I didn't hear a train one day, and I went in and found out I had otosclerosis in both ears. So, and from then I went to surgery in one ear, to hearing aids, to more hearing loss, to amplified hearing aids to do my job. And with otosclerosis, you go deaf in 10 years, and that's your window.
So how long ago was that you couldn't hear the train?
When I look back into information, it's about 30 years ago. So I started losing my hearing in my early 20s.
Wow.
Yeah, after I had my children. So it comes out of remission in women after childbirth. So
Well, it must have been unsettling to say the least, and a little scary.
yes, very scary.
Yeah.
To find out you're going deaf is, you can't explain it. It's very hard, very emotional, and something you thought you'd never have to deal with. And then it makes your job challenging too. So.
Well, I can't even imagine, Vanessa, how hard it would be to do your job and to connect with people and have the conversations that you need to have every day. Would it be safe to say when people are either unaware that you're working with hearing loss, or when people have misconceptions about hearing loss, that misunderstandings and communication problems can occur.
That's totally correct. If someone doesn't know that you have a hearing problem, because hearing problems come in different, everybody has different hearing disabilities. And if somebody doesn't know that you're deaf, or that you wear hearing aids, or because you don't see them too, they can take you wrong. They judge you. We could be taken as loud. There's so many words that you want to say, but so you can be put into situations where it affects your job, because they don't know you, they don't understand who you are. And I've been put in that situation a few times. So
For the sake of my understanding and those who would be tuning in to this recording, would you be willing to share an example or two?
Yes. One time there was a function going on at the school, and in one of the classrooms had a lot of students, and our school is very echoey. And when I was talking to the teacher, and with the noise behind me and where we were standing, I was taken wrong because my voice had went louder. So when they hear your voice go louder, they think that maybe you're going at somebody, but you're not. It's your volume.
Right.
And another situation could be where you're walking down the hallway and someone's addressing you, but you don't hear them addressing you. And situations like that, there's been a few, yes.
I can only imagine how difficult it would be to navigate those types of situations and conversations. It would require you to share your hearing loss with others, which is a very personal topic. And
Yes.
if I put myself in your shoes, I imagine I would feel very vulnerable doing that.
Yes. You're always explaining yourself. But in ways it's better to let people know that you're hard of hearing or you're deaf, and then that way you're not put into situations as that. Right. So when people are more aware, and you make them aware too, they understand you too.
That makes perfect sense. But it takes a lot of courage and strength to share what's going on for you with other people. So I applaud you for doing that. I would want you to do that with me when we're in the same building together. So thank you.
Mm-hmm. Thanks.
So what do you want people to learn from your story, Vanessa?
Not to judge people right away. Be aware of deafness, sometimes communication is the biggest, one of the factors. Speak to their face, one-on-one, like face, eye-to-eye contact. Another is understanding, not making fun of the person, because a lot of times it's something you don't want to say, but sometimes people make fun of deafness. Just more knowledge, I guess, on that there's a lot of us out there and we have great abilities that are missed.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's a few things, so I often look away from you, Sheila, sorry.
Oh, no, I think even your willingness to share today and us recording this session and getting the message out there can help with that. And those are all great things for all of us, myself included, to learn. I mean, together, this organization, we represent a large and diverse community of employees. we're a learning organization endeavoring to celebrate and embrace all staff and students of all abilities, backgrounds, talents, and preferences. Being curious about each other, always expecting the best, and asking questions to find out what's happening for another person at work is a great place for all of us to contribute to a healthy and safe work environment. So thank you for bringing that to the forefront of this conversation today.
Thank you.
For those of you watching who wish to learn more about working with hearing loss, you can refer to a reference document that I've shared attached to this recording. It's for employees and for employers, and it's from the Canadian Hard of Hearing Association. So it's a great reference document, so tap into that. Thanks again, Vanessa. I really appreciate you taking the time with me today, and I'm confident that in doing so, you will have encouraged many of your colleagues. You've encouraged me today. So
Thank you.
we appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.